Hello, I'm coming to you live from, let's take a tour like this, from the Cinemorphe boutique. We had plenty of people here earlier because there was mulled wine. And when there's mulled wine, people come. Getting you a full feeling, small art pieces. Here we go. Those are my pieces, my prints. Here, let's do the little switchy thing. I'm gonna switch us around. Can you hear me? I wonder if you can hear me. Okay, let's open that up. And there we go. Okay, so I had a few prints. You know these are small prints. I worked on with the layers. Like the large interchangeables, which you can find, I spoke at length about a few weeks ago. So here we go. So this is sometimes how an artist can help add to their life. Here we go also. Here we've got some cups, because everybody needs to have a drink. But what I would actually really like to do is find some of these artists and see what's going on with them. So why don't you come along with me? Let's turn this around again. Come along with me. Let's see if we can find, where did Stefan go? Let's see. Stefan said he would speak to me. Stefan, here is Stefan, doing what we do these days. Here's Heidi and Stefan. Would you care to come in and tell us something about your, Stephen? Well, we've just met today, so. I'm a quick learner though. Stephen, would you like to come say something about your pieces? Here we go. He has, let's see, we come along the photographs by Jason. The prints. Let's find out what Stephen has to say about his painting. What are you, here, let's look at the paintings. Let's look at the artist. Stephen has done these amazing abstract pieces, but can you tell us a little bit about where you're coming from, what you're doing, or what you feel inspired to tell us?
Yes, where do I come? What do you mean, where I come from? I mean, that's too long a story. I used to say long. I don't know how to begin.
Okay, tell us about
I do sculpture.
You do sculpture.
But I consider these sort of sculptural because they are on aluminium sheets that have been mattified with acid. Yeah, okay? So it's a bit sculptural in that sense.
Okay, so there's development of surface.
Surface, yeah. Anyway, I can tell a story about what initiated these watercolors. I can tell you if you really
You
want.
call them sculptures and watercolors.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
And they're unprotected. They're watercolors and they're not protected. They haven't had any varnish or anything on them.
Okay.
So that's very important as well.
Let's pull over to another one. So what is this story?
Okay, the story, I have to try and be quite quick about it because it's a long story.
And we have curfew.
There's a prehistoric grotte called Chauvet in the Ardèche. Have you heard of it?
No.
Chauvet.
No.
No? It's one of the most famous grottes now because it's 36,000 years old. The paintings in there.
Okay.
Are 36,000 years old.
Oh, is it the newest one? That's the latest one? Okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
I'm into the grotte. But
You've been to it?
No. I've been to the Grotte des Demoiselles.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I watched the Werner Herzog film
that's
on that. Oh, is that the grotte? Oh, then I do know.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I know. Okay.
So what happened was that I've known. I don't want to see myself. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Let's go back to the art.
Anyway, so I became totally fascinated by one particular motif, as they say in French, which is in Chauvet, okay, which is baptized the butterfly by the specialists. And nobody knows why. I mean, it just looks a bit like a butterfly. It's a bit like this, okay, the motif. But it's just it's an aplat in the French say. You know, an aplat is a plane. It's just a plane. It's an aplat.
Okay. It's a flat.
It's a flat painting.
It's a two-dimensional.
Yeah, it's just a flat painting.
I just want I want people to be able to hear you.
Okay, it's a flat painting. Un aplat. Je n'ai pas les
I don't know, a flat.
A flat painting, yeah.
But do we have a word for that?
Yes,
Two-dimensional.
It's a planar. It's a planar painting. Motif, anyway. And the specialists who baptize it, the butterfly. But we don't know what it is. Okay? Anyway, so I became really fascinated in this thing for various reasons, which I can't go into. It's too complicated right now. Okay? And so what I did was, Chauvet has been copied, as you know. You can't go into the original.
Right,
Chauvet.
right.
So there's a facsimile that's been made. So I got to meet the guy who did the scans of the original cohorts. He scanned all the walls, all the whole of the cavern of the cohorts.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you spoke to that person.
To make the copy. So I met the guy and I ordered from him a piece about a meter big, which was the piece where the motif, the piece of the motif. That's the same. Do you understand what I mean?
I don't understand what you mean. You ordered. What did you order from him? A piece.
A piece of the cross.
Yes.
A scan. It's just a scan made in resin of the piece that the motif was painted on.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So he sent it to me through the post. Okay. And I made a sculpture of this thing. So I remodeled it. I remolded it and made a sculpture. That's another story, which I then sold, which I'm very happy about, to the French government, the French government collection. Anyway, and then, so that was about 5 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I went to visit the copy, the Chauvet. Okay, I went inside. You go around on a guided tour. It's absolutely fantastic. It's so well done. Incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I came out. This is the anecdote. I'm telling you this anecdote which inspires these.
Yeah, that's
so
what makes it so interesting for us.
2 summers ago. And I leant up against the parapet. I was tired of it. And just leant there, leaning there, rest my weary legs for a few minutes. And there landed on my sock here a butterfly.
Wow.
I don't know, my reaction, I was just totally, I don't know, I just amazed, because for a start, I've never had a butterfly land on me in my life.
Right.
And I went into this Chauvet to see this, because I wanted to see this motif, which is in there, the copy is there. I know, and it's not a butterfly, but it's not being baptized butterfly. Anyway, as I repeat, I came out, leant against the parapet, and the butterfly landed on my sock. So I just froze, and I took a photograph of my mobile phone. And then I came home, and I thought, oh my God, let's do something with this. This is it, basically. These are my shoes, which are the same.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of motif as the butterfly.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes, it's like a more, I would say minimalist, but it's not minimalist, but it's
deconstructed.
Yeah.
It's very strange because my feet, listen, were like this. I was leaning against a parapet, and my feet were like this, okay?
Oh, like a butterfly.
Like a butterfly.
Your feet were in butterfly shape.
And this butterfly, Heidi, comes along and lands on my sock here. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, there we are. So I did this. I don't know.
That's amazing, and I'm so glad you explained that, because otherwise...
Yeah, I know, otherwise you just don't get it at all.
Well, of course. Nobody gets stuff when they don't get it. I mean, but that little explanation, it gives it so much meaning. And there's also these beautiful elements in here where we can look at like the lines that have been sculpted away. I mean, did you carve that in, or is it pencil? Or?
No, that's done in carbon paper. This is that. In fact, this is this.
Oh, right.
This is carbon, carbon paper for typewriters. So I use that on purpose because carbon obviously duplicates things. And this whole thing of Chauvet is about duplication, about the notion of a copy. That's why I use carbon paper.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So the reproduction of the cave of Chauvet
Yeah.
is what you were looking at.
Yes.
And so now you're reusing these carbon reproductions.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Like, you wouldn't know that.
It's very conceptual, isn't it?
It's a bit conceptual.
It is.
And shoes are a theme of the evening. We were talking about shoes. Remember, I was looking.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know those.
So wait, Stephen, since I was mispronouncing, Stephen Mass. Can I?
Yeah.
So we have it by Stephen Mass here. Chauvet. Chauvet, and then chaussure are shoes. So we've got Chauvet and we've got chaussure and we've got Stephen Mass. Thank you very much. That was brilliant. If nobody watching this appreciated it, I did. Do we have any other artists here who would want
I'll
to?
tell you.
Which one is
Macderra on the right.
Macderra is on the right, and which are his pieces?
I don't know. Maybe those.
Let's see. Let's find out. Thank you so much, Stephen. That was amazing. Okay, let's see what Macderra. Je vais couper la parole. Macderra, I'm Esther. We were on the same WhatsApp. I'm live right now on WhatsApp, and there are 3 people watching, so we're not alone. Would you like to say anything about the work you have put up here?
Sure, yeah.
Would you, a little bit of where it's coming from, why, how, that creative exploration?
So the
Wait, can we go to
I was
go
actually
near
putting
there?
it up after we opened.
Yeah.
These are actually extracts from an exhibition I did last year in Brest, which is a city in Brittany in France, where I work as well. I teach in the art college there, and I was lucky enough to be invited by the city to do a piece of work about. This is a detail of the boat. It's a Napoleonic boat. It's a boat that was built to carry the Emperor Napoleon 2 centuries ago from the shore to the fleet. This is the front of the boat, Neptune on the back of the fish. This is just one detail. Anyway, these pieces here, so I was asked to do an exhibition around this boat that has finally returned to Brest, which is in Paris.
Do you want to go in?
Sure,
So you
yeah,
can,
yeah, yeah.
And actually, if anybody's listening, can you hear Macderra well enough? Let me know, because I think what he has to say is quite interesting. I'll let you go in. It will be. If you could have heard Stephen over there, holy mackerel, talk about giving meaning to work.
Basically, it's an 18th century boat. You can look it up on the web. It's a beautiful, beautiful object, and it has been in the Musée de la Marine, which is a museum in Paris, since since the beginning of the 20th century, and it was moved from Brest by the Germans during the Second World War because they knew that Brest was going to be bombarded, and they wanted to move it to make it safer in Paris. It got to Paris, to the Musée de la Marine. They couldn't get it in the front door. They had to take down a wall in the museum. It's not a very big boat, but it was in the museum up until recently. So 2 years ago, it came back to the city of Brest, which is it's an ancient, it's always been like a naval base. These aren't actually part of it, but I'll explain them in a second.
Okay,
But
we'll stay here.
basically, well, no, it doesn't matter, but basically then I had this thing where I was doing a show around a piece of a boat that was for the emperor, okay? And so my problem was like to ask people who or what reigns on your heart? That was the idea, that was kind of the question that I started to ask myself. So we organised a parade. Some of the people from Cinemorphe, which is based over.
Organized a parade.
Parade through Brest from the boat where the boat is now, because the Emperor's boat is there, up to the place where we're having the exhibition. And we had like some of these signs on like placards that we had, and we walked through the city of Brest with these signs, and basically the idea was that people were gonna, people would say what was important to them in their lives, what was their passion, like what's the idea, because at the time when people were building boats and things like that, when the people built this boat for Napoleon, they worked like 24/7 for 3 months to have it ready. And we were just saying, like, it would be impossible to do that now. People's idea of power is not the same. So power has now become more of an internal thing. And so when we got to the museum, then we had like a concert, music, and reading a text. I took off my clothes and I was in my underpants, and there was a ritual where there's like Guinness poured over me, because they drink a lot of Guinness in Brest and beer. And then we went out inside in the rain. It's kind of complicated to explain. It's a house, one of the oldest houses in Brest. It's called Maison de la Fontaine, the House of the Fountain. And so basically I then washed outside the beer off my body after we'd kind of done a small parade. I don't know if this makes sense. Most of my other work you can find online, which is probably easier to understand. It's a lot of work about a fox. A man is a fox, or a fox is a man. So you can look me up on Instagram, Macderra Smith, you'll find me there. That's pretty much every day there's a daily drawing of that kind of stuff.
What is the connection, man is a fox and fox is a man?
So
what's that about?
It's quite simple really, but it's just the idea that we'd be it's the wild part that is in all humans, if you like, and of course the anthropomorphic idea as well of the fox being a sly person, cunning trickster. It's the trickster, like Hermes and Neptune, I suppose. But it's the idea of the trickster being the one who can. The trickster is the one who's often the messenger between the gods and the humans, and it's like the person who's between worlds and that kind of thing. So the fox represents that. So it's better really to look to see. I've also got this here. This is made for the exhibition. So there was some fox stuff in the thing as well. So you can see some of the slogans there. So who rules over your heart? A popular Fête populaire, which means like a popular party.
Well, it's not a popular in English.
It's not popular.
More like
it's like a people's party.
A populaire is
it's people's party.
Like the
people's
people.
Party. Yeah, a party for
riff-raff.
the people. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it can be that, but I was playing on words like popular and a people's party.
Yeah.
In the form of a ritual to mark the return of the historical object of the canot in Brest. Okay, so then there was some drawings like this, the keys new. There's a load of other stuff. There was this boat that we found as well, and people put things into the boat, and we carried the boat in the parade with all the ideas that people had.
Carried the boat?
Yeah,
How did you do that?
We just picked it up and carried it. It's a small one. That's like
frickin'
one
Irish man. They'll do anything. Huh.
So there were questions like that, like power is in you, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's a kind of a representation of what the boat looks like.
Gotcha.
That's Napoleon's boat. So you can imagine in 18th century the crown here, you know.
Wow, let's get a little closer on the little bits of details.
You should look it up on the internet. It's actually a fascinating story. I find it fascinating.
So what would we look for on the internet?
Just Canot de l'Empereur.
Okay.
So then it's also these questions of power in relation to death as well, you know. Fox.
There's your fox, man.
Yeah.
Fox in the boat.
Yeah.
And a tree in a boat.
The boat also was like there were then a lot of stuff, questions of sexuality as well, like in the power of the emperor within the exhibition. So there was also this idea of the boat as a female sex. It had the shape of female sex. So, and then the female sex being like a boat to carry you to, I don't know, to paradise or to bliss, things like that. The possibility.
That's a very nice thought, Macderra.
Well, it's true, you know. And
goes
then,
with all your limericks.
So, and then there's other things here,
That's
like
great.
so. These are some of the slogans. I was doing a lot of taking out of self-help books, you know. So.
Oh, excellent. D'où vient ton pouvoir? Okay, we have to say it in English too, because I think we've got English speakers here.
So, your power is in you.
Your power is in you,
It's
yes.
all about power of the boat. Where does your power come from? What one person can do, any person can do. You know, self-realization. I'm the creator of my life. Vulnerable and Strong. It was specifically
Excellent.
self-help books for men as well, with the ideas of masculinity.
Men's self-help.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
The boat is empty. Whatever happens, I will stand up. I will stand against it, or
I will face it.
I'll face it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll face it.
Okay. I don't let anybody treat me badly. Nobody ever. Kind of things you might stick up on your fridge, you know.
Yeah.
The only master aboard. If you have a choice to make, choose the one that scares you the most. So
That's wonderful.
I had to play in words, or yes we can. Yes we can, no.
Excellent.
But in fact, in
Others
Brest,
says like,
I was a bit upset because in Brest they say cannot, and I was like, no, it's cano, but in Brest they say cannot.
oh, right.
So
You have
it's
to
kind of funny.
X the T off.
Yeah, well, it's a joke. It's
Yes,
a joke,
we
you know.
can.
Yes, we can. I
Yes,
think
we
you can.
can.
So that
Yes,
was
we
it.
cannot.
So I don't know if
That's great.
That gives you an
That
idea.
it really makes things much. It makes it much more.
Well, it's just a section of the kind of exhibition that we're trying to put into place. There was
Yeah.
like just behind me here, like this Perry Leopard here, it's just there.
There's Perry,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
musician.
He's the musician.
favorite
he came
musician.
To Brest and he was playing as part of the show as well.
And
He
was
played
he
in a
involved
bar.
in the salad?
Yeah. He played in the music.
About the
as well,
salad?
yeah. No, not the salad. No, the salad. That was off camera.
The salad. Yeah, we're not going to put the salad on this live right now. But I do want to know about the salad. Anyway. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off from here. Thank you very much. Thanks for explaining that, because it always makes it much richer. I love hearing about it. So I'm signing off. Thanks for joining. Oh, wait, we're going to have a little thanks to... Hold on. I never say goodbye right away. From Carmela. Carmela, do you have some pieces up that you want to speak of? Okay. Well, everybody, this is Carmela, and we have Carmela to thank for creating the art boutique. And Eric, of course. Yes. So, anyway, okay. And we're out. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. I may see you next week, depending on all the Christmas activities. Take it easy. Lots of love.